بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله وكفاه وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم والذين جاهدوا فينا لنهدينهم سبلنا فقال الله تعالى في مقام آخر إن إلى ربك رجعا فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قل آمنت بالله ثم استقم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. The nature of this world in which we're currently living in, and this world is a phase from amongst the various phases of life according to the Islamic beliefs. Often it's referred to as the lives of man, in which our life or our lives have begun much before this day that we sit here tonight, this Friday evening at Loyola. It began before our time in the wombs of our mothers. It began before the time that our parents were children. It began before the time that our grandparents were children. In fact, it even began before the time that our great-great-great-grandparents, Adam wa Hawa, meaning Adam and Eve, alayhim as-salam, may peace and blessings be upon them, even before they were in heaven. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and when I refer to Allah, the references of God, when He created us, He actually had our spirits created in a realm, alam al-arwah, the place of the spirits within heaven. So our souls and our spirits, they existed. And when they existed, we were all brought forth one day. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala highlights in the Quran, He took forth all of humanity, all those who came from the first man, down to the last man, all those who came from the first woman, down to the final woman on this earth. And He brought us all out from the loins of our father, Prophet Adam, and then He posed a very simple question. And this question was a question that now becomes the responsibility of the human being to rediscover in this world, and once he or she has rediscovered in this world, to live according to the answer of this question. And that question simply was, Alastu bi Rabbikum, am I not your Lord? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked all of mankind. He asked all of creation, all of mankind, Alastu bi Rabbikum, am I not your Lord? And all of mankind respond by saying, Bala, Shahidna, that we testify to the truth of this statement, that yes, of course you are our Lord. In Arabic, when there's a positive question, هل تذهب إلى البيت, did you go to the house? You say na'am for yes, and you say la for no. But as the Arabs here can tell you, when you ask a negative question, a question that proposes a negative sentiment, not negative that it's degrading or immoral, but you know sometimes your parents will ask you if something goes wrong, did you do that? And you'll say yes or no. But if you're a kid and they say, didn't you do that? And if you say no, does that mean no, you did not do that? Or does that mean yes, you did do that? And it becomes confusing. Then you get caught up in this. I'm a teacher, English language, AP English language and composition. We just went over the idea of the miscellaneous fallacies and inductive reasoning. We went through the complex question today in class. And it goes through this idea of when you ask a complex question, you go to a person, when did you stop beating your wife? Now he's going to be like, you stutter on the question, because if you say, it's hard to respond to that. So this is a complex question in some ways. So in Arabic, if you ask a negative question, you say bala for yes. And you say na'am, which is normally yes, it means no in this case. So Allah Ta'ala asks a negative question, Alastu bi Rabbikum, am I not your Lord? And mankind, all of mankind, قالوا, they all, meaning all of us said, Bala. Yes, of course, shahidna, we testify to this truth. And Allah Ta'ala then clarifies, أَن تَقُولُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ, that perhaps on Day of Judgment you would say that you were heedless of this statement. And so this statement becomes absolutely necessary for any individual who is in this world to be able to identify what his or her purpose is. Because when you go to any classroom, being a teacher, even right now I'm doing my master's at DePaul, when I came into my classroom this past quarter, we're ending our quarter next week, I believe. And so at this point, we always refer back to that document we received the first day in class. And that document highlights what are the course objectives, what are the goals, what does the teacher want from you, what is worth what points, how many points are necessary to receive an A, a B, so on and so forth. They're highlighted from the very beginning, so an individual knows what is the necessity or what does this person need to do in order to be successful. If success is described by that letter A, then this is what you need to receive. If success is described by letter B, then this is what a person needs to receive. So all of this occurs from that very beginning. And so Allah Ta'ala did not cheat mankind out of this truth either. He had established for us the reason for our existence, which is to recognize that Allah, that God is our Lord, and our submission is only to Him. And our life is to be in such a way that we are never, not even for a moment, heedless of His greatness and of His magnanimity. Because the reality is, any individual could live in this world, like any other creation exists in this world. So we have animals in this world who are extremely powerful. You go to a bear will be extremely powerful. You go to a cheetah will be extremely fast. You go to a dolphin, they'll have communication skills. You go to a honeybee and bees, they have communication skills and they're able to do certain things as well. Creation has been able to do great things. And some creation outdoes mankind. So we see, وَالْجِبَالَ أَوْتَادًا, that Allah Ta'ala created the mountains as pegs. And they're established in this earth so that just like a tent, when it's set up on a windy day in the forest, if the tent pegs are not established firmly, then the wind will tear apart that tent and cause it to fly away. In that exact same way, وَالْجِبَالَ أَوْتَادًا, the mountains have been established on this earth so that if the earth is afflicted by anything, it will not crumble and fly away. Rather, it will remain firm. And this is why, despite the fact that there are natural disasters, the earth remains firm. What happened, these horrific, these natural disasters that have happened now, we see in Haiti and Chile, what has happened, we realize that we have not been affected directly, meaning the earth did not crumble under the magnitude of the aftershocks or the initial earthquakes. وَالْجِبَالَ أَوْتَادًا, no one can say that they are strong enough to hold this world together.